everyone, I'm Natalia Bilbao, and here's what's happening in LA this week. Low-cost or free internet is making its way across many public housing developments in the city. Mayor Eric Garcetti, together with Starry Internet and the Housing Authority of the City of LA, proudly presented their 9th collaboration at Avalon Gardens. The mayor hopes to expand this initiative to other neighborhoods in Los Angeles to help bridge the digital gap that many Angelenos face. Check it out.
Public housing shouldn't be a sentence, it should be an opportunity. It should be that idea that this is a place that the city knows who you are, we know that you have needs, and we're going to get you fast internet for free or very low cost. We're going to get you equipment, and we're going to have digital ambassadors who train you to make sure you have access to your dreams. And that's what the partnership of HACLA and Starry Internet is doing with the installation of high-speed internet at public housing developments across our great city.
Our community is very grateful that the City of Los Angeles and HACLA has been working to help our families in public housings have access to broadband. The digital inclusion process has given us the tools to make a difference and help our community better use technology.
Hola, mucho gusto. Un placer. ¿Cómo te llamas?
Álvaro. Los niños que no batallen con el internet para que tengan mucho conocimiento de estar metidos más en las tareas, en la escuela.
We're not just announcing this today. This is the 9th spot, and the 10th is on tap already. So we're so excited to see this across Los Angeles, regardless of zip code, regardless of cultural background, regardless of immigration status. It's time for everybody to have access to internet and to have access to their dreams.
Quite often, people avoid reporting workplace injustices for fear of lacking support. The U.S. Department of Labor Wage and Hour Division seeks to protect workers and educate employers so that work violations are reported and perpetrators can be brought to justice. Let's take a look.
The U.S. Department of Labor Wage and Hour Division, our mission is to protect workers, to educate employers about their responsibilities as employers, and to bring employers into compliance when we see that they have employed incorrect pay practices. The Department of Labor sees itself in a principal role of protecting workers and bringing those responsible for human trafficking to justice. And so we work with our local agencies, our partners, the District Attorney's Office, to not only ensure victims of human trafficking are safe, that they have safe housing, food, but we also ensure that the perpetrators are brought to justice. If you see yourself as a victim of unfair pay practices, it's always a good practice to keep track of your pay stubs, keep track of your hours worked, and make sure that those are reflected in your pay stubs. If there's any issues that you see, call our office. We'll make sure to help you recover those lost wages. It's always good to also keep any of these records handy for us. That way, as soon as we initiate an investigation, we can move forward with it quickly. Cualquier trabajador en este país tiene el mismo derecho de recibir pago correcto bajo nuestra ley. Entonces, cualquier persona que se vea en diferentes situaciones, diferentes estatus migratorios, pueden llamarnos. No necesitan seguro social para someter una queja, no necesitan seguro para recibir pagos retrasados, y en muchos casos podemos no solo recuperar el pago retrasado, pero también otra cantidad de daños, y en varios casos hemos visto que también ciertas personas han podido ajustar su estatus migratorio a base de su cooperación con nuestras investigaciones. Some of the most common industries in which we find violations include construction, restaurants, hotels. Some of the common violations that we'll find include overtime violations, sometimes minimum wage violations. And when there's big events in this country, such as the Super Bowl, we expect an influx of travel. We're expecting here in the LA area over 100,000 visitors, and we want to ensure that this economic prosperity also reaches the workers that are going to put this event together and make it happen for those who are coming here to enjoy it. As a Department of Labor, we want to make sure that the public sees this as a social responsibility to look out for each other when it comes to either human trafficking or labor exploitation. If you identify yourself or somebody else as somebody who's been a victim of exploitation, please call us. Please let us know. We are here to help you.
The pandemic saw an increase in food insecurity, and thankfully, some local organizations rose to the occasion to help Angelenos. One of them, Homeboy Industries, has been honored by Council District 1 as the Good Food Champion of 2021 for providing meals to those in need these past 2 years. Check it out.
So today we are recognizing Homeboy Industries as a Good Food Champion. Every year, the Los Angeles Food Policy Council works with each of the council district offices alongside the supervisorial district offices to highlight a good food champion in the community.
The homies and the homegirls in our cafe provided over 600,000 meals for shut-ins and addressed food security during this time of pandemic, and so we're very heartened by this recognition, but very grateful to the men and women who have accomplished this huge thing.
It takes an organization that is providing health and nutrition meals to provide meals to seniors and to low-income and people who are impacted by COVID-19. CD1 in the last 2 years has provided about 200,000 hot meals, partnering with restaurants like Homeboy. They've now spun off and doing about 600,000 meals through grants they've been able to get, and we're very proud of them being able to do that.
When people get a second chance in life, it's almost like to be seen and heard. And I saw how much gang violence harmed our community, and to choose a family that supports you is such an important aspect of building community. So Homeboy Industry is definitely a catalyst for change in that way.
We are a different and very unique business because we show them a way of how to move forward in lives and how to pull down a job. You know, these are folks that the city or people don't want to deal with, and it's easier for them to be locked up or put away than to deal with the problems. And most of the problem is mental health, substance abuse, and all that stuff.
We've been around for 34 years at Homeboy Industries, and it's nice for folks to recognize the singular impact, I think, that it's had in terms of public safety and trying to offer hope to folks for whom hope is foreign. And it's heartening for people to recognize that after all these years.
To find out more about Father Boyle and the programs and services at Homeboy Industries, visit homeboyindustries.org. Would you like to work at the local library, park, police, or fire department? Councilmember Marquise Harris Dawson hosted a targeted local hire event to help people in his district apply to city jobs. This program creates an alternative job pathway into civil service for entry-level jobs for Angelenos. Take a look.
So we're here to celebrate the Targeted Local Hire with some of the workers and some of the departments they work in. Targeted Local Hire is the opportunity for people who are local to the city of Los Angeles to apply for city jobs, especially entry-level jobs, especially people from neighborhoods that have high unemployment, low opportunity, not a lot of employers in their area. We're very excited. We got people working at the libraries, people working in our parks, people working in our police department, fire department, doing the basic work that it takes to run the city. Nothing like having the city run by people from the city.
So this is a job celebration today. There's information here about how to get hired into the city or find out about careers, but it's also a chance to celebrate and share some of our numbers of individuals that we've been able to hire into the city system.
Events like this are so important for the inner city and for the youth of this community because we need those opportunities. I was very, very excited and blessed to have an opportunity to get that full-time job without having to go through the hoops and the obstacles that sometimes can hold us back. Now, I'm a benefits specialist at the age of 26, and I'm very grateful that I've been able to have this opportunity.
I actually joined the program in 2017 and been a city employee for going on 3 years. This program is important for the community because it gives specific opportunities that we probably wouldn't be able to get on our own. So it means a lot to have an opportunity that we wouldn't be given elsewhere.
We were invited out today because this is what's needed. So we were here to show that we can be successful and that this program works, that we really can reach down and grab more youth so that they can continue this legacy.
If you want to get in touch with the Targeted Local Hire program, just go to the city website, enter Targeted Local Hire in the search, and you'll get the whole process. It's a very simple process. You apply once, your application goes to all the departments, and there's a lottery. If you get picked, you can go interview. They like you like them. It could be a match. If you don't like them or they don't like you, you can be interviewed by another department. Very accessible. We encourage everybody to apply.
A new California law will help fight catalytic converter theft. Los Angeles city streets will reduce their speed limits, and a new CD15 program will provide free e-bikes to small businesses. All this up next on City Beat.
To fight rising catalytic converter theft in LA, District Attorney Gascon and State Senators Portantino and Umberg announced California legislation SB 986.
People are stealing catalytic converters from our friends, our neighbors, and hardworking men and women in California. And we need to step up and give law enforcement the tools they need to track these parts and to put the folks who steal them behind bars.
Catalytic converters are a target for theft because they contain valuable metals, are currently untraceable, and are easy to sell. SB 986 requires VIN numbers to be etched on the converters of all new autos sold.
Today in Los Angeles, 1 in 5 of our thefts from a vehicle is of a catalytic converter. So this is a bill that's in the right direction. This enjoys my support, and I'm sure it will. Many of others in law enforcement were appreciative of this effort today.
To report catalytic converter theft in LA, call 1-877-ASK-LAPD. City Council unanimously approved an ordinance that will reduce speed limits by 5 miles per hour on approximately 177 miles of city streets. This ordinance revises policy set by a state rule which pushed cities to raise speed limits to the rate which 85% of people drive at or below. The ordinance's goal is to decrease speed limits in order to reduce the number of injuries and fatalities due to auto accidents. To learn more about Vision Zero, LA's initiative to eliminate traffic fatalities by 2025, visit ladot.lacity.org. The Los Angeles County Bicycle Coalition, LADWP, and CD15 introduced a program to provide free e-bike use to businesses in CD15 for deliveries. The Small Business E-Bike Pilot Program loans e-bikes for free for 6 months to small businesses and independently contracted delivery drivers. E-bikes are bicycles that are powered with an electric motor and can travel up to 20 miles per hour on pedal assist models. For more information on program participation, email alejandra.alvarez@la-bike.org or call 323-379-2392.
Councilmember Paul Krikorian and Connectopod were at the North Hollywood Homeless Services Navigation Center to unveil a new mural on how Youth Stories of the Tay is the culmination of transforming homeless youth stories into images. They hope people who come to the center needing help will see their own lives reflected, and those who want to contribute will understand some of the deeper implications of homelessness.
Well, we're here at the North Hollywood Homeless Services Navigation Center, the first navigation center in the city of Los Angeles. And so today we're cutting the ribbon on this beautiful mural.
This mural, which is actually titled Unhoused Youth Stories of the Day, is the culmination of a year-long project that Connectipod did to help change the narrative of homeless youth. And we workshopped with homeless youth to translate their experiences from their stories into image.
Este mural fue inspirado por la misma gente con que trabajamos aquí y es muy importante reconocer las historias que lleva cada individuo y es lo que es cada parte del mural. Y ese mural grande da la historia completa de lo que es sufrir, de lo que es tener problemas aquí en las calles de Los Ángeles. So we learned all kinds of individual stories, from positive to tougher stories, right? Tougher stories like working, fields and sleeping on benches, to more inspiring stories like seeing homelessness as an opportunity to start anew and take any direction that you want in life. It was just such a inspiring experience, and I hope that people that come and see the mural are able to relate and maybe see a little bit of themselves in it.
The quilt is exactly the right image, because every single person living on the street is like a patch on this quilt. Every single person has their own story, their own needs, their own dreams that they have.
There's a very cliched narrative around homeless youth, and it's very antithetical to who they really are. They're very vibrant, they have a lot of obstacles, they come from a lot of obstacles. And so it's important to change that narrative so that the community can see them in a different light, but also so that they can see themselves in a different light.
It was empowering to be a part of something that will make a difference in the world and spread truth, I think. I definitely think there should be more projects like this. People need to know the truth and not just have opinions on things that they don't know in depth about.
Cualquiera que esté sufriendo, cualquiera que simplemente necesite ayuda, aquí están para ayudarles, están para darles una mano. Y para los que pueden ayudar, por favor pasen, contribuyen con su tiempo o con su bolsa si no tienen tiempo y ayuden a que la conversación siga y que crezca para encontrar más soluciones y que el futuro venga, ¿verdad?, más bonito para todos.
I couldn't be prouder of the young artists who've brought this art, this piece of beauty to the Homeless Services Navigation Center here in North Hollywood.
As we saw earlier in the show, the city is committed to bridging the digital divide, and the Los Angeles Public Library is making a unique contribution. Tech2Go allows you to check out different mobile devices like tablets, hotspots, and laptops with your library card. This program will immensely benefit the educational, personal, and professional areas of Angelinos' lives. Let's take a look.
Tech2Go is mobile devices that you can check out with your library card. So the first one is a mobile hotspot that you can check out for 6 weeks, and anyone with a library card can check it out. The second one is a mini iPad. The mini iPad can be checked out for 3 weeks, and it's for teens 13 and over that you can check it out. And this is a special new one that we have, which is a Chromebook, and it comes with its own mobile device and its own mouse. This is a new program that we're offering, and it's to bridge the digital divide so that we can have our patrons have educational, personal, and professional ties to the community.
Una oportunidad porque ahorita en estos tiempos pues ya vemos que ha estado bien difícil. Con este programa, con esto, nos ayuda muchísimo. Es algo bueno que la gente debería de saber y de preguntar.
Mini iPads and the mobile hotspots, they've been going on for a few years now. The newest one is the Chromebook, and that one is going on until June 30th, and we're hoping we have grant funding to move it forward. To learn more about these programs, you can go online to our website, www.lapl.org/tech2go.
Les invito a que vengan, pregunten, no les cuesta nada, nada les cuesta.
John Lewis is regarded as the author of not one, but many of the most important American history chapters. The Los Angeles Public Library's Central Branch has received a portrait that shows him in one of his last public appearances at the Black Lives Matter Plaza. An American civil rights pioneer who couldn't get access to a library card will now be occupying a prominent place inside one of the country's most prestigious libraries. Let's hear this story.
Well, today we're putting an American icon in an iconic library. Somebody who has not only written a chapter, but been one of the principal authors of multiple chapters of American history, John Lewis. And this is a picture of his last kind of public appearance when he went out to Black Lives Matter Plaza in the midst of racial justice marches today that mirrored the work he had been doing for 5 decades leading up to that. So this is a chance for us to not only celebrate LA's piece of his story, but his story in writing LA's history as well.
You know, it's really special and unique to know that a man that couldn't get a library card in Troy, Alabama, now has his picture prominently displayed in one of the most prestigious libraries in the nation. John Lewis was timeless, but today he has stood the test of time, and for generations and generations to come, he will continue to be an inspiration.
When you know someone who's an American history maker, it's like, I remember being a kid going and looking at Mount Rushmore and seeing those big giant faces of people that you never met. Well, this giant I met and got to shake hands with and discuss the important issues of the day with. And so it's very exciting, and this painting brings it all home.
Luchó por los derechos de las personas. Tenemos los mismos derechos todas las personas, no importa qué raza, qué cultura, qué de finanzas, tenemos ese derecho de estar acá. Y eso me motiva a mí. Y es la razón por qué alguien como yo, que soy un inmigrante, puedes tener la posición que tengo en la Biblioteca Central, que es una de las bibliotecas más reconocidas de la nación.
You know, the Central Library and the library system in general is a home and welcoming space for all Angelinos. You can have many languages spoken on one floor. You will see people from all over the world here. And it's a great unifier of our city and our region. And so it's only fitting to have someone that stood for justice, equity, and inclusion to be represented and so prominently displayed.
I had the honor to meet him a handful of times, to listen to him speak about his stories, about when he started when he was just a 20-something. And I always use him as an example when I'm talking to young Americans, young Angelinos. You're not the leaders of tomorrow. You're the leaders of today. Look what John Lewis did when he was your age. And I hope it inspires us to continue that pathway till we get to that promised land.
In our feature story this week, Maria Hallbrown sits down with the executive director of the newly created Youth Development Department, Lisa Salazar. She discusses the tasks of each division as well as the needs that are being addressed. Young Angelinos' voices are finally being heard by this department. Let's take a look.
In June of 2021, the LA City Council voted unanimously yes to create the Youth Development Department. It's very, very exciting. This whole brand new department specifically designed for Angelinos, basically 16 to 24. So how is this particular department set up?
So we have 2 divisions, one that is concentrated on community engagement, and that's working with young people, their parents, our youth serving organizations, and the departments in the city that serve young people. And then our other division is an administrative team that is helping us with data, with strategic planning, with contracting, and the day-to-day kind of things you would expect from a department.
What were the needs that necessitated making this come to life in such a coherent way?
We do amazing work here in the city across 26 different departments that provide services to young people, but we don't have a strategic plan utilizing city resources. The combination of the grassroots advocacy, the desire to create a strategic plan, coupled with the report that Controller Galpin put out that basically said we have over $180 million in investments of city funds serving young people across 26 different departments. We need a central body, whether it be a board, commission, or department, that coordinates all of these services and serves as the single central information center for young people and their parents to learn about opportunities and resources that are provided by the city. Young people in Los Angeles are so special in their experiences and this environment, and they have so much to bring to the table. And I hope that our department, along with all of our partners, can really elevate and connect those young people to industry, to folks outside of our region.
Submit your artistic creations to Create Like a Woman. Bring your kids to the Social Justice Book Club, or check out the exhibit Deported Veterans, Photographs by Joseph Silva at El Pueblo. All this up next on Things to Do.
Council President Nuri Martinez has joined up with the Department of Cultural Affairs to honor Women's History Month with Create Like a Woman. This virtual gallery will include visual art, literature, music, dance, and performance art created by women and girls from Los Angeles. It is aimed at celebrating and amplifying creativity with themes of mental health, well-being, community, and strength. Entries will be accepted through March 25th. You can submit by uploading a post to Instagram using the hashtag #CreateLikeAWoman. Make sure to tag @CreateLikeAWoman and @CD6Nuri. Create Like a Woman will be ongoing through March. For questions, email dca.publicart@lacity.org. Your pals at the Eagle Rock Branch Library invite kids of all ages to attend their Social Justice Book Club. Literature has the ability to transform the way we look at the world. In this ongoing series, join children's librarians from the LA Public Library to discuss kid-friendly books related to topics of social justice. The next installment includes a discussion of Jenny Devaney's Race Cars, a children's book about white privilege. The Social Justice Book Club takes place on the second Saturday of each month. The discussion on race cars happens on Saturday, March 12th at 10 a.m. For more information, visit lapl.org/events. El Pueblo is set to host a new exhibit titled Deported Veterans, Photographs by Joseph Silva. Silva, a U.S. Navy veteran and fine art photographer, has spent over 6 years raising awareness of the deportation of veterans. Currently, the U.S. has approximately 700,000 foreign-born veterans. Each year, 5,000 new immigrants join the military. But as of 2018, 17% of those foreign-born veterans have not been naturalized. These are the stories that Silva's exhibit will tell. Deported Veterans, Photographs by Joseph Silva, will be on display at El Pueblo through July 17th. Check it out Thursday through Sunday at 115 Paseo de la Plaza. For more information, visit museumofsocialjustice.org. And that's a look at some things to do.
And that's it for this edition. I'm Natalia Bilbao, and from all of us here at LA This Week, thank you so much for joining us. A reminder that you can catch us online at lacityview.org, and we're also on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. See you next time for more LA This Week.